Good morning, students of class 10. Welcome back to the classes now. You are doing geography and lesson agriculture. So now we have reached so far impact of globalization on agriculture. We have already learned about globalization, and today we'll learn about the impact of globalization. So now, during or before 1960s, India had to procure or purchase food grains from outside, from other countries, because India was not producing sufficient amount of food grains for her people. So India had to procure food grains from outside, and that's why our economy was very low. And the Indian government at that time, during 1960s and 70s, Indian government has implemented Green Revolution, introducing modern methods, fertilizers, cheap electricity, and various other technical support. New technologies were introduced during 1960s and 70s. So the result, sufficient amount of food production or food produced, the food grains were produced in sufficient amount. So we'll talk about after that. The Green Revolution of 60s and 70s, 1960s to 1970s, within this 10-year period, the Green Revolution of 60s and 70s has helped India to produce sufficient amount of food grains, sufficient food grains for the people of India, so that we do not have to purchase from outside. But today, it is under controversies. Today it is under controversies. Controversies means matter of discussion. Why it is a matter of discussion now? Why it is under controversies now? Because it had an adverse effect also towards the environment and towards the soil health. Now it is being alleged means blamed. It is been alleged that it has caused land degradation. It has caused land degradation due to overuse of chemicals, due to the use of chemicals, overuse of chemicals. Chemical means such as fertilizer, insecticide, pesticide, weedicide, and so on. And even the nutrients, artificial nutrients. The land, it has caused land degradation due to overuse of chemicals, drying of aquifers, that is groundwater. The level of the groundwater has gone down due to this, because overuse of irrigation, overuse of water, groundwater for production of food grains, groundwater, and vanishing biodiversity. Vanishing biodiversity. What does that mean? Vanishing biodiversity means the plants are sprayed with insecticides in order to save the crop from the insects. And the birds, they eat the insects. The insects will die naturally, and the birds will eat the insects, and the birds will also die. So certain insects helped in the production of food grains, such as bees, butterflies, all will die. So naturally, vanishing biodiversity, birds and insects will definitely die. And not only that, the insecticide, pesticide, and fertilizers that are sprayed or that are used in the farm, ultimately during the rainy season, the chemicals, they will flow into the pond, and the fishes in the pond or the aquatic life will be affected. It will have a bad effect, and ultimately it will reach our mouth. So vanishing biodiversity. So it has been blamed because of that. Because of the Green Revolution, everything is happening. Now this is the after effect. So it is being blamed. It's a matter of controversies now. Now number 3, the key word today is, now at present the key word today is gene revolution. Gene revolution. So which includes genetic engineering. Change the genetic code of the crops so that it can withstand heat, so that it can be it can produce food grains at a shorter period of time, so that it will require less water. In this way, genetic engineering. So today the key word is gene revolution. Gene revolution, which includes genetic engineering, a new technology. In fact, really, in reality, in fact means really, organic farming is much in vogue. Vogue means fashion or craze today. Today most of the farmers, they wanted to adopt organic farming. They wanted to do organic farming without the use of chemicals, without the use of pesticide, insecticide. How would they produce? They use HYV seeds, which is being genetically modified. They use for pesticide the neem leaves, the solution of neem leaves and other various plants they use for killing the insects and so on. That is organic. So today the word is gene engineering, genetic engineering or gene revolution. Not only that, the farmers, they wanted to adopt organic farming or do organic farming. It is much in craze, it is much in fashion now, and it will also help the environment. It will not damage or harm the environment. So because why the farmers want to adopt organic farming or gene revolution or genetic engineering seeds, HYV seeds, high yielding variety of seeds? Because it is practiced without factory made chemicals. Factory made chemicals means fertilizer, insecticide, pesticide, weedicide, such as fertilizers, pesticide, insecticide and various chemicals that does not affect environment. Organic farming, it is adopted so that it will not affect or harm the environment in a negative manner. It will not harm, it will not have a bad effect towards the environment, and it will increase human health also. You will have a lot of nutrients in the food. Few economists, now we'll continue. Few economists think what they think. The economists of India, few economists think that Indian farmers have a bleak future. Bleak means miserable. The future will be miserable. Why? What is the reason? Why economists thought in this way? The economists think that Indian farmers will have a bleak future. Bleak means miserable future. Why? As their land holdings are getting smaller and smaller due to rising population. As the family member increases, the land has to be divided among the children. The children will inherit the lands and it has to be divided. The land holdings become smaller and smaller and smaller. How would they do the farming there? It won't be sufficient to produce food grains for the family as well. So that's why the economists think that Indian farmers will have a bleak future, because according to the tradition, the land will be divided among the children. The land holdings will become smaller and smaller. India's rural population, it's a fact and figure. India's rural population is about 600 million. That is according to the 2001 census. 600 million, now it is more, which depend upon 250 million acres of agricultural land. This land will not increase. The population will increase definitely. It has increased a lot. It must have been double. But the land does not increase. The land is 250 million hectares of agricultural land. So that means an average person, an average of less than half a hectare of land per person at that time. Now it is much less than that. So each person will have, in the rural areas, each person has less than 1 hectare of land to support, to do agriculture, to do farming. So that means the land will not increase, it is limited. Moreover, it is getting smaller, shrinking, smaller and smaller due to urbanization, due to construction of buildings, roads, railway lines, infrastructures, various infrastructures. The land is being reduced, but the population is growing. How will the population will get sufficient amount of food in future? The land holdings are getting smaller and smaller day by day due to various reasons I have already mentioned, that due to the division of land among the children, urbanization in construction of various infrastructures. So the land is being reduced. The area of agricultural land is getting smaller and smaller, but the population is increasing rapidly day by day. So future is very, very bleak. So it will be very difficult to produce sufficient amount of food for the growing population in future. So that is a matter of concern, and the economists are worried. They think about these things. So this is about the impact of globalization in agriculture, and a little bit more are there. Some methods, some ways are there. So what steps should be taken by the government and the farmers and the people of India? What steps has to be taken in order to maintain the production of food grains as well as the maintaining of the growth of population, and the ways of producing food in a limited area of land? So that we'll talk about in our next class. That's all for today. Thank you for your attendance as well as attention and your presence. So that's all for today. Thank you very much. We'll meet in the next class and talk about some ways and methods. That's all. Thank you very much.